What's poppin', dogs? Mr. Allen here with some more sequence action here. We want to identify each sequence as arithmetic or geometric. Then we're going to write an explicit and a recursive formula for each one of these. And we're going to find the 10th term. Oftentimes in like a test, we might just ask for one of those things. Find the common difference. Find the common ratio. Is it arithmetic? Is it geometric? Right? We're going to do it all here so we can cover all those bases and you can be prepared for anything. All right, so first one here. Anytime I see a negative to a positive to a negative to a positive to a negative, it's multiplying by a negative number. And if we're multiplying by the same number, that means that it's got to be geometric, okay? So we're definitely multiplying by a negative number. What is that? Well, I go from negative 1/3 to 1, then 1 to negative 3, then negative 3 to 9. I'm multiplying by negative 3. So from 1 to 3, if I multiply by 3, I get 3. Times 3 again, I get 9. Times 3 again, I get 27, and that negative is going to alternate it. So my common ratio, well, first I guess geometric. Common ratio is going to be negative 3, and now we can write this thing out. I'm going to go with explicit first. Okay, so for this one, we get a sub n equals, we're going to take our first term, negative 1/3, multiply by my common ratio of negative 3, and raise that to the n minus 1. The reason why we have that n minus 1 is, check this out. If I plugged in 1 for my first term, so plug in 1 for n, if I plug in 1 here, I'm going to get 0 for my exponent. Anything to the 0 power is 1 times negative 1/3 is going to give me negative 1/3. If I didn't have that negative 1 there, I'd end up getting the next term in the sequence, right? Not the one that I want. So that's my explicit. We're just going to leave it like that. That's it. That's dope. That's awesome. We will not, don't even think about having those negatives become positive. That guy's in parentheses raised to an exponent. That's its own deal before we get that. All right. Recursive. I need a U in there. Recursive. All right. So recursive depends on the previous term. So I do need to at least list out my first term, in this case, which is negative 1/3. And what are we doing to get to each successive term there? We're multiplying by negative 3. So I'm going to take my a sub n and have my previous term, a sub n minus 1, multiply by a negative 3. And I'll throw that in parentheses there. Otherwise, it looks weird with like an operator next to that negative. That'd be weird, man. All right, there's my recursive. That's cool, man. I can throw the negative 3 up front if I really wanted to. But I think a lot of people like to have it at the end there. So we'll see. Maybe your teacher does something different. All right, part B here. What's happening? 15 to 9. I went down by 6. I go down by 6 again. Down by 6. This thing is arithmetic. Shocker of the century, right? That I have a geometric and then an arithmetic. Okay. And we said our common difference was negative 6, right? We're going down by 6. Cool. Look at that. Common ratio negative. Common difference negative. Man, that's crazy, man. All right. Explicit time. Actually, I'm going to do explicit over here so I have a little bit of room because we usually like to clean this one up. All right. So to start, I will have a sub n equals my first term, which is 15, plus then my common difference, which is negative 6. Ugh, that's going to look terrible. Times n minus 1. All right. Oh, it's awful. Let's clean this one up for sure. So I got 15 minus 6n plus 6. I could have just done like 15 minus 6 times n minus 1, but I had already written the plus sign, and you know these don't erase that great. And now combine like my like terms. So I got 15 plus 6, that is 21, so I'll do negative 6n plus 21. I like that formula right there. I personally like to clean them up. Not everybody does it. I'm going to do it because I'm making the dope video, yo. All right. Now, recursive. Let's see, do we have enough room over here? I think we do. Okay. Recursive. Look at that. I remembered all the letters this time. I almost forgot the U, man. I almost forgot the U. All right, recursive. It depends on the first term, right? Because I got to use my previous term. A sub 1 is equal to 15. And then a sub n is equal to my previous term, a sub n minus 1. So the one before the one I want. And then what are we doing? We're subtracting 6. So minus 6. I think I had enough room. Let's see. I can see on my fancy watch. I had enough room. All right. So there we go. Got a recursive. Good to go. Remember, a sub n minus 1 just means, hey, man, if you're looking for the second term, n minus, or 2 minus 1 is 1, go to the one before that. Go to the first term. Oh, 15. Minus 6, that gives you 9. If I want the fifth term, right? If I want the fifth term, I'm going to go to the fourth term, which is this guy right here. I'm going to subtract 6. I get -9. Cool. And guys, I almost forgot something here. Find the 10th term. My goodness. Come on, Mr. Allen. What are you doing? All right. Let's do the 10th term. I'm going to do that in actually orange here in each one since I almost forgot. So I think it's easiest to use the explicit formula because we just plug right in. Okay? So if I want to plug in here, I'm going to take A, we're looking for the 10th term, so A sub 10 equals -1/3. Then we got -3, and then we have 10 minus 1. So really raising to the 9th power. That's a little big. I'm going to bust out my TI here, okay? So I can actually type this all in at once. I apologize, I don't have this up on the fancy camera right now. So we're going to have -1/3. So if you hit alpha y equals, it'll bring up the n over d, and you can enter and get a fraction there. That makes it nice and easy. So -1/3, and then parentheses, -3, close them, and then we're going to raise it with the little caret that's above the division sign. And we're going to type in 9, or you can do 10 minus 1 up there. Your call, I'm just going to do 9. Oh my goodness, it's a big old number. All right, so that is, where's my orange marker? We got 6,561. Good thing I didn't try to do that in my head. I would not have been able to do that in my head. All right, this one here, 10th term. Again, I like to use the explicit for this, right? So our common difference, or sorry, our 10th term, that's going to go in right there. I got a little room right here. So A sub 10 is equal to -6 times 10 plus 21, okay? So I got -60 plus 21. Is that -39? Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, guys. There we go. -39 will be my 10th term there. That is super dang dope. Super duper awesome. And you guys have a fantastic day.